Hotline Miami, recognized as one of the most influential indie games of all time, and that is not an overstatement. Its top-down, high-octane, brutal style of gameplay is still highly referenced to this day, with even major productions like the John Wick series replicating it in John Wick 4. Although the director did say that he was inspired by Hong Kong Massacre, but that game was in turn inspired by Hotline Miami, so basically he got it from Hotline Miami. Okay, anyway, moving on. It's safe to say that Hotline Miami is still very iconic, but I will not lie, its age over the years is starting to show. But why am I talking about Hotline Miami? Well, looking at the title, you probably already know. Many games have borrowed elements from Hotline Miami and have forged them into their own identity. But I've never personally encountered a game that puts you into that first-person style view while still capturing that Hotline Miami essence. Sure, there's Trepang, Superhot, and even Maximum Action, which I've never personally tried but actually looks quite promising, but they don't present the rawness that Hotline Miami did. I wanted something darker, a bit more realistic with some edge and grittiness to it. And I'm glad to inform you that I have found that particular game. Pigface is an indie FPS immersive sim, published by DreadXP and created by an upcoming indie game developer known simply as Tito. You might recognize DreadXP from a few popular titles such as The Mortuary Assistant, Amanda the Adventurer, and Squirrel Stapler.
Fucking hell.
They are primarily known as an indie horror brand, which shows in most of their games, but their more recent titles have proven otherwise, those titles being White Knuckle and of course Pigface. However, to say that Pigface isn't scary at all would be a complete lie. The graphics are reminiscent of early PS1 titles, eerily similar to those of Puppet Combos or Fear 2 Fathoms. Something about those low poly models just seem to terrify me. But what sets it apart from those horror games is that instead of running for your life against a nun trying to kill you, you are still running, but towards them, and with a P90. Now, although the developer, Tito, has worked on previous games, Pigface seems to be his first ever official title, and it appears to be a splash hit so far. So congratulations on that, Tito. But you are probably wondering, what even is this game about? Aside from killing scary enemies wearing smiley masks that look very similar to a certain other faction from a certain other game, what else is there to uncover? Well, that's what I'm here for. Let's start off with the first mission of Pigface. Your name is Exit, and you are a bad person, and it seems that your karma has finally caught up to you. While being, hopefully, unconscious, you were kidnapped, thrown into a van, and were a lucky recipient of receiving a free brain surgery with a remote bomb now planted into your skull. The only reason you aren't dead is because you have a set of skills that were deemed useful by your abductors. But before they can make full use of your talents, they had to ensure you were legit and in full operation after your little skull implant. So naturally, they tossed you into the ringer and paid a bunch of hooligans to attempt to murder you.
Stay down, bruh.
Oh shit. Now, unless you're a 1700 Englishman and haven't used a computer in your entire life, you make easy work of these enemies and pass through the test just fine. You then enter a firing range where various kinds of weapons are offered to you, before proceeding on to learn how to inject morphine into your bloodstream like a sweat in any modern shooter. And right after this is where the real trial begins. A killing house exercise, similar to the ones in the original Modern Warfare franchise, is presented to you. But instead of dummies, it's the same hooligans, but this time with guns.
Why you shot me through the wall, you fucking...
Easy as pie. All jokes aside, I really do want to highlight the gunplay in this game, as from my personal experience, it made me feel like an aiming god. Despite the fact that there's no crosshair, I still found the shooting quite intuitive, and make no mistake, I'm not like a global elite on CS or anything remotely similar. So once you've cleaned house, you have now proven to your captors that you were indeed worth the effort, in which they offer to take you back to your apartment for a rest before sending you on your first official mission. Once you're outside the warehouse, you'll see a couple of armed militants standing guard by your transport. You would assume they were present to ensure you wouldn't try to go AWOL, but remember what I said earlier? That you were a bad person? It could be that they were there to actually kind of protect you, perhaps from any exterior threats that wanted to eliminate you. It's never explicitly made clear what caused this horribly bad label to be placed on Exit, but I think it is purposely left ambiguous. What we do know so far is that Exit is clearly a professional killer of some sorts, with her proficiency in all sorts of weapons alluding to maybe a military type background. A silent protagonist with a military background and a knack for killing gangsters? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But for now, let's kill these militants to further prove how skilled we are.
Okay. You didn't have to do that.
The apartment, aka Home Sweet Home. This apartment, as you can clearly see, was designed with inspiration from Asmongold's house. You have a tip-top kitchen with dishes piling up, garbage-littered floor, an actual semi-decent bathroom actually, where you can customize your outfit, and flies buzzing right above your bed. But located right in the top center of your apartment, you can find a relatively clean laptop setup. This is where you can access the mission, or rather, contract list. Additionally, a weapon selling website can be accessed from here as well, providing you with a selection of weapons to purchase, accompanied by their attachments and some extra equipment. There are a total of 4 contracts in this game currently, 5 if you wish to count the starting mission. And it might not seem like a lot at first, but you do have to note, Pigface is still in early access, so give it some time. And in any case, these set of contracts are more than enough to A. Set the tone and atmosphere for the game well, and B. Give you tremendous room to play around with all the elements that the game provides. Once you've selected a contract, feel free to head outside your apartment anytime to commence it, but make sure to collect the special package that they left for you on your bed before you go. A Tech 9 and a smiley mask. How nice of them. Enough chitter chatter though, let's head on to the first contract given to you, Farmhouse. Oh yeah, right, your loadout selection in the truck. Before you start any operation, you'll be brought to the back of this truck where you can select your equipment before hitting in. There are a nice amount of guns and melee weapons to pick from, but at the start of the game, you're not given that privilege. Yet. For now, you'll have to make do with either the Tech 9 given to you or any purchases you made from the weapons website. There are other items you can swap out, such as your choice of healing, your armor, perhaps your special gadget,
Oh god.
and more interestingly, your mask. Although you only do have the smaller mask. As of right now. The smaller mask provides the added bonus of being able to take up to 6 medications into each job instead of 3, which is genuinely quite helpful, I must say. Assuming you've completed your setup, you can now proceed on to exit out of the truck into the first operation, Farmhouse. This time for real. Farmhouse. Farmhouse starts you off in a distant farm. Wow, shocker, I know. A ways away from the city. Your main objective here is to locate and secure a certain drug from these farmhouse dwellers known as the Smilers. The Smilers will be your primary antagonists for the first few missions. So to quickly give you a brief on them, the Smilers are just a gang of low-tier criminals. This is contrary to their counterparts from the series that clearly heavily influenced Pigface, Manhunt. The Smileys in Manhunt 1 are a pack of insane sadist psychopaths that pose as one of the bigger threats in the game. You can observe them rambling to themselves in incoherent words, sometimes even making animal noises. The point is, these guys are actually mental, whereas the Smilers are like a edgy wannabe fan club version of them. Making short work of the gang, you eventually clear them out of the farm and secure all the required information. But wait, before you commence exfil, there is something important that you can't miss out. Located right at the top of this building, you can find a brand new mask. That's right, this game has the same mask mechanics as the ones seen in Hotline Miami. Different masks provide different benefits and hence different playstyles. These masks can be found in their own respective levels, although I have yet to find the one on the last level, so if any of you guys know how to find it, please do let me know. Anyway, the first mask that we found in Farmhouse is the Sloth mask, which has zero resemblance to an actual sloth. The mask has the ability to grant a 15% chance to trigger a slow motion effect on kill. Oh, I just got it, Sloth, which is pretty cool, I guess. Not as helpful as the Smiley mask, but hey, it is something. Not too much to elaborate on this level as it's pretty simple, but the objectives might make you wonder, who are you actually working for? Is this militia a rival gang trying to beat their competition, or are they something else entirely? Well, we can look at the next missions to perhaps find out more information. Sunset Motel. Sunset Motel is another derelict building occupied by the Smilers. It functions as the gang's drug production and export facility, if you can call it a facility, and in other words, a lily pad as coined by our boss. As you might have noticed, this motel is much closer to the city, basically being at the outskirts of it, which does make it a prime location for conducting this illicit business. Your main objectives are to kill the manager, known as Bon Bon, and seize a laptop containing vital information on the Smilers. You do have a secondary objective as well, which is to destroy the 3 drug labs. Notice that you weren't tasked to kill everyone this time around. So, in theory, you could avoid the large block of enemies, sneak your way in to kill the boss and steal the laptop, and leave scot-free. Alternatively, your approach could be more guns blazing and skull cracking, or you could chill back and snipe from this grain silo.
Okay, so my thinking is that if we okay. Why is F with the fucking thing like that? If we can get a patio chair up here, we can tape up some canisters to it. Then all we need are some electronics and like a helmet, and boom baby, fucking rocket chair.
This definitely adds a level of variety to each playthrough. And yes, it might seem simple, but it still does add a nice touch. Notably, it reminds me of another indie game, Cruelty Squad. If you can look away from the graphics of Cruelty Squad, you can see some similarities to an extent. Or if you can't, then I'm just going crazy. So once you secure the laptop and potentially destroy the drug equipment, you can make your way to the boss at the back of the motel in the suite. Aside from her tattoos and helmet, she doesn't look much different from the rest of the gang members, and her outfit actually looks quite similar to Exit's. I can't make a lore reasoning here, so maybe they just have or had the same sense of style. Alright, contract 2 completed. Remember to blow up the remaining drug maker units.
Oh god.
And don't forget the mask. You can find a mask right in this motel room framed onto a wall. The Armadillo is a mask designed for explosives. It increases the force dealt from explosives, halves the damage you receive from explosions, and doubles the explosive ammo you start with. But wait, you might ask, there's no explosive ammo in Pigface. That's where you're wrong. There is, in fact, a grenade launcher in this game. To be fair, you can only unlock this after you beat all the missions, but this effect also applies to landmines. So if you want to spam explosives, this is 100% your mask. With all of that done, feel free to head back to your apartment and enjoy your 1 week's rest before your next contract. Train_station.
You load it one by one. You fucking. I see no one. God, no. You jump. Fuck.
Your new contract, Train_station, is where things start to get a bit trickier, a bit more difficult. Using the laptop you located in the motel level, your boss has tracked down the remaining Smilers to an old abandoned train station. This is most likely the Smilers' main base of operations, and you are tasked to blow it up to hell. It might seem daunting, but with the new weapons added to the store, it does alleviate some pressure, because now you can own your very own SKS rifle.
Let's see. SK. Oh, gimme. But why do you load it manually, bro? This is like the fuck, are you bringing EFT or something? The fuck?
As you can tell, I really like the SKS. Moving on to the actual level, it is much bigger than the motel and farm combined. Rushing in would, of course, be a terrible idea. So try to scout the area first before moving in. Who knows, you might find a secret path or two. Your main objectives are to destroy both the drug and ammunition supply and to, optionally, eliminate this guy called Chef for some extra dosh. Once again, it's not demanded for you to kill everyone. So be as stealthy, loud, and or creative as you wish. This base, being the mother base of the Smilers, would naturally come with more outfitted Smilers. Snipers patrolling the roofs, Smilers with AKs roaming the area, and of course, a lot of melee maniacs. After some planning, followed by killing, you will eventually stumble upon Chef. Chef is...
Oh, Chef!
really easy to kill. I mean, he is just wearing an apron, so yeah. So you might actually accidentally kill him while fighting off his grunts. Otherwise, if you didn't meet Chef first, you would have bumped into this guy. Sporting a Kevlar vest and police riot helmet, these guys don't appear to be your regular Smiler. They can be spotted guarding the two supply zones, and at first glance, you might not have questioned their appearance. I mean, it's just a couple of armored dudes guarding the important items. Makes perfect sense. When in reality, however, these dudes belong to a whole other faction, which I will cover in a bit once I'm done with this level. Once again, if you have realized, the contracts have been moving closer and closer to the city, with this old train station finally being in the city. And despite its abandoned status, trains still do run through this station. How safe this is for both the Smilers and the civilians? I have no clue. And to wrap up the level, here is this level's mask.
Oh, mask, baby.
The Scary Face mask. Simple in its design, it reduces the base health of enemies to 10%, but makes you twice as detectable. A pretty alright mask that fits an aggressive playstyle. Alright, so with the Smilers gang basically dealt with, who else are we to expect?
Yes. Yes.
Did you notice those police uniforms?
I did.
And landmines?
I did.
Seems like there was a breakout recently.
Oh.
A bunch of your old pals decided to form up and start making explosives.
My old pals?
Call themselves jumpsuits.
I'm a jumpsuit.
Stupid fucking name.
Shut up.
Anyways, we're sending you into their territory to clean up.
Why?
Can't let them think they can piss wherever they please.
Huh. Jumpsuits. How bad can they be?
Okay, I got this. Oh, you got it. Damn it.
The Jumpsuits. A recently formed ragtag gang of prisoners that broke out of the city's jail and stealing a bunch of police equipment while at it. These were the guys that were guarding the Smiler base's large supplies before we turned them into vegetables. According to their brief earlier, the jumpsuits seem to be on the smarter end of the stick, with them crafting the landmines that you saw in the train station level.
Those are landmines. Okay. Oh God, Jesus Christ.
Inferring from what the boss said, it seems like Exit had some sort of association with these members. It could be that she was in jail at one point and made a lot of those connections there. Regardless, these jumpsuits don't really care and will still treat Exit like she's a cop. It seems that the jumpsuits have a mutual cooperation with the Smilers, with them offering to craft these bombs in exchange for, I guess, drugs and weapons. After all, they are the second antagonistic faction in this game, and they come in packing heat. On the next contract given to us, we are tasked to eliminate a cell of them located in a dilapidated suburb, which looks more like a slum, really. This suburb is naturally located within the city, and man, does this city remind me of a certain map.
This is GM_big city. This is GM_big city. We are in GM_big city right now.
In addition, we also have to locate the landmine schematics and kill their bomb maker, Killswitch. Now, despite me finding this particular level quite difficult, it is my favorite amongst all of them.
Is that his balls?
This is primarily because they added a few nice vantage points that make eliminating the 4D convicts quite fun and easy, provided you explore the map and found the areas. In addition, the armored soldiers in this map add a new but welcomed layer of difficulty. Their armor works quite well, although you can just shoot them in the leg to temporarily disable them before running up to them and administering blunt force trauma. So, while slaughtering these criminals, you might stumble upon the greatest feature in this game so far.
Not good. Oh, hell yeah. Cigarettes?
Marlboro Blue cigarettes.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Cigarettes?
Smoking a pack gives you a 75% damage reduction for 30 seconds, basically making you into a juggernaut.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
And the best part? The cigarette actually appears on your screen and slowly dies out as the timer ends. This is, by far, the coolest feature I've ever seen in a game.
I gotta smoke. Oh yeah, cigarettes.
Covered in convict's blood with a ciggy in your mouth, you can make your way to the segregated house on the top of a small hill. Do be careful though, as there are multiple landmines scattered around the property and also an armored sniper. Why is he armored? How do you see through that? Once you make your way inside, you can spot Killswitch and his bodyguards.
Oh god, he has a bomb strapped to his chest.
Killswitch is, true to his name, wearing a bomb vest that, when he dies, will be detonated. So, kudos to Killswitch for his commitment. So, once you kill him, retrieve the schematics and optionally wipe the houses clean of the jumpsuits, you can head back to your truck for debrief. And if you are wondering, yeah, this is the final level and no, I can't find the mask. Update, I found the mask. Over here by the segregated house, you can traverse through this little sewer tunnel here to find none other than the Jack Rabbit mask, aka the mask you see on the game's official art. It gives the player a 10% jump increase, 15% speed boost, but 20% less health. In my opinion, the speed boost alone is quite worth the 20% decrease in health. Just zoom around and smack people with your baseball bat. Easy. Now with all that said and done, let's hear what the boss has in store for us.
You know, something that I like about you is that you don't seem bothered by the fact that I could kill you at any second. I don't think it's because you're too stupid to understand the gravity of the situation. I think it's because, to you, this is fun. When I was digging around in your brain, I didn't see anything. No love, hatred, no regrets either. Just a pure and distilled joy for killing. A slave with no master. We've got a new job lined up for you. I hope you like malls.
Oh shit. Ball bat. Oh.
This was the end of the early access content at the time of recording, which was a good couple of months ago. However, due to certain complications like life, this video took way too longer to accomplish than I expected, and 2 updates have been released since. These updates consist of a trio of new maps to start off, like the mall hinted at earlier, brand new gear, reworked items, and the most anticipated yet, kicking mechanics.
Fuck you.
I have played through all the new content that Pigface has received, and while it is really good, I wish to work on other projects at this current point of time. Now, does this mean I'll completely abandon the Pigface project? Absolutely not, hell nah. There are now several pieces of lore scattered throughout the new levels, especially these fellas here, and I will be covering it. Just not in today's video, I'm afraid. I just honestly need something else to work on. But with that out of the way, that brings the video to a wrap. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment down below on what you'd like to see next. A like and subscription would do me wonders, and do not forget to check out Pigface on Steam. That is all I have for today, and I wish you guys a good night because you're probably watching this to sleep or something. I don't know, maybe you're fucking playing Archer Kill or something. Okay, peace.